just remind ourselves how to find m term. So this is a linear sequence. Why is it called linear sequence or arithmetic sequence? Why? Hey, thank you, Tyler. Yes, it is going up by the same amount. Okay, hence it is an arithmetic sequence. So what's the m term for this? Yes.
2n plus 2.
Yes. 2n. Why is it plus 2? First, the old version is to find what number is in front of that. But I want you to think of it that way. So I got a 2n. So my first term is when n is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times second term will be 4. And then 6, and then 8, etc. But I need to get to 4. So I actually need to add 2 to get to 4, add 2 to this to get to 6, etc. So I will have to change my 2n to be 2n plus 2. And hence, that is my final m term, which is called m term, is a formula for finding any term in a sequence. Okay. That's the arithmetic. Okay? So now, what happened to this sequence? So, let's start with 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. What's the next number?
It's 2. No, 21.
21, why?
Because it's plus 2 and then it's adding 3.
Okay, so it's adding 2, it's then adding 3, adding 4, and adding 5. So that means the next number must be adding 6, so it's 21. Okay, so good. What is the name given to this sequence? It is a quadratic sequence, however, it's got a name. It's in the family of quadratic sequence. We mentioned that before.
It's triangle.
Thank you. It is a triangular sequence. So if I just demonstrate, 1, snooker style, which is that version, and then, okay, so this is a triangular sequence. Okay, so there you are. Now, you can't use your old method to get the m term formula. What you need to determine is what kind of sequence is this. This is not arithmetic, so could it be the other two, the geometric or the quadratics? So what you need to do, you need to find the second difference. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Do you understand? Okay, I'm looking at the second difference of those. Now, if the second difference is always going up in the same amount, it's always a quadratic sequence. So now you put your thinking hat on and figure out, okay, what did I learn in my lessons to find quadratic sequence? And this is how you do it. First, take the second difference, halve it. So one half, which is half. And because it's quadratic, it will have a power of square. So it's, instead of doing previously, going up in 2's, 2n, this time it's going up in 1 half n squared. Always n squared. Because now you know quadratic is always half 2. Then, do it the same as we did earlier on. Take that and then create a new sequence again. Okay? So I'm going to now say, okay, so this is n equal to 1. So what happened to n equal to 1? So I substitute 1 squared is 1 times a half, half. N is 2. 2 squared is 4 times a half. What's that? 2. And n is 3. 3 squared is 9. Half it. What's half of 9? 4.5. And then n is 4. 4 squared is 16. Half it is 8. Okay. Then, work out the difference. What is it going up in? No, it's not.
2.5.
It's going up in.
2.5.
It doesn't go up in 2.5. One. Okay. So it's going up in 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, what is the second difference? 1. And then 1. So, once again, this is a quadratic sequence. Okay? So, let me analyze this one more time. So, let's just double check if I've done any miscalculations. Okay, sorry, let me just go back one step. Sorry. Yes. Okay, let's go back to this sequence. So I got this sequence. How much more do I need to get to 1? Okay, so I need to add a half. How much more do I need to get to that? I need 1 more. And this one I need 1.5 more. And 2. Okay, so now it's going up in 0.5. What's the m term of this? This is now a arithmetic sequence. What's the m term for this?
Half.
Half, which is 0.5n. Half n. What's the term before? 0, yes. So which means the m term is basically half n. It's easier to write half n. So, first of all, I got that. But to get to that, I need to add on to this half n. So, my m term formula for this triangle sequence is half n squared plus this. And that's it. Okay? That is how you find the m term of a quadratic sequence. Okay? So, I'll say this again. So, you need to find out if the second difference is the same to confirm it's a quadratic sequence. Then write down the m term, but to get the half, is that second difference, halve it. If this was going up in 2's, what's the coefficient here?
1.
Yes. If it's going up in 6, what's the coefficient here?
3.
Yeah, 3n squared. Using that, generate a sequence and compare it by subtracting to get this new arithmetic sequence, and I can guarantee you it's always an arithmetic sequence, and then produce an m term using this style, and then add on to your n squared term, and that's what that is. So this is this term, and this is this, and combine is what you need to produce that sequence. Okay, so there's a lot there, so I'm going to put that video up. However, what I want you to do is go click on Mr. Carter Maths, differentiated topics,